Hi, Sam. So, thank you for sitting down and doing this interview with me. Um, as you know, I'm taking a class right now called Principles of Entrepreneurship. We've been asked to address a problem throughout the semester with a service or product. And the problem that I have been addressing is the lack of awareness and familiarity of UF students with mental wellness and mental health services provided by the University of Florida. Um, I've begun to address this problem through designing an ambassador program for the Counseling and Wellness Center. And during this interview, I'll specifically be asking you questions about your interactions with ambassador programs across the University of Florida campus from your unique student perspective. And these questions will involve how you evaluate both the usefulness and effectiveness of ambassador organizations like preview staff, campus diplomats, the cicerones, and more specialized programs such as Innovation Academy ambassadors and like the honors ambassadors. So to begin with, can you please just introduce yourself, including your name, major, academic program, and involvement at the University of Florida?
Okay, sure. My name is Samira Ahmed. I'm a sophomore at the University of Florida. I'm in the Innovation Academy. My major is currently information systems, and I'm minoring in English and innovation. And my involvement at UF, I'm part of the Innovation Academy ambassadors. I take part in intramurals. Right now, I have been doing soccer and volleyball, and I do some other sports, and not really associated with UF, but I work at Girl Fresh.
Awesome. So also, just to clarify, you're in the Innovation Academy, that's correct?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So as a student, especially during your freshman year, did you encounter any student ambassador programs such as preview staff, campus dips, or the Innovation Academy ambassadors? And can you just elaborate really briefly on your experiences with them?
Well, yeah, I'm in Innovation Academy ambassadors right now. It's a good program. Um, it's organized considering the fact that there is a lot of ambiguity that they have to deal with it being a generally new program, less than 5 years old. Probably, I think it's less than 4 years old. I think it's well run considering, but there are definitely a lot of problems that come with it.
Okay. So, just as for ambassador organizations in general, how do you, like, from a student perspective, decide if, like, services or guidance provided by those types of organizations are useful to you? It could just be, like, general or however you want to answer the question.
Well, I guess obviously from a personal approach, like if it applies to me and if I feel like it will help me, whatever my situation is, then that's the first lens that I look at it through. I know it's selfish, but like naturally being a student, like I have to see what is really specifically going to help me. But then from a more general lens, I want to see the kind of impact that it has on many students, and I want to see things being done. I guess, yeah.
So basically, like, just their impact on the university and, like, the student body.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. I wanna see what kind of impact it makes.
True. Okay, so one of the topics that we're asked to discuss during this round of interviews are methods of like
Hello.
for service or product that like addresses the problem we're trying to solve. But student organizations like these ambassador organizations are usually free services provided by the university to better like student life and involvement.
Um.
So
Hello.
do you agree that they're like generally free?
I'm sorry. What was that? It kind of cut off.
Oh, I'm sorry. Um,
That's fine.
so one of the topics we're asked to discuss during these interviews are like methods of payment for like a service or product.
Mhm.
So,
Okay.
student organizations are usually free services provided by like the university to better student life and involvement. Um, so, just to clarify, you've never encountered like ambassador organizations for students that require like payment for service or anything?
Actually, we pay dues at ambassadors every
As like an
semester.
ambassador.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which I think is kind of ridiculous. I don't think that you should have to pay dues if you're working in an organization. I understand if there's a club like a Disney club or a hobby and or activity kind of club that you join for more, personal interest or leisure. But if you are serving an organization, I don't believe that you should be paying dues for it.
Cool, cool. So somebody's paying. It's usually like the ambassadors who are, or like the organization who's funding like all that stuff. But like the students who are getting the guidance generally don't pay anything. It's more of like from like the
I mean,
the
we
innovation
we
academy.
do we do pay dues, and we're kind of encouraged to donate what we can. We hold fundraisers that are largely attended by ambassadors, so that's more of us indirectly paying the program, um, and buying merchandise.
Mhm.
Also, like largely consumed by ambassadors, which is, a more acceptable way of like being paid, of paying for, your organization. I think that's perfectly fine. I don't think merchandise necessarily should be free. But I definitely don't think that the dues are frankly fair for an organization that you are serving. Um,
That makes sense.
but yeah, we do hold fundraisers and other things, and we do have like money allotted for ambassadors. Aside from that,
That makes sense. So, in your opinion, since you are involved in like an ambassador program on campus, what makes an ambassador program ineffective in your opinion, and what do you think would make students hesitant to seek out an ambassador program for guidance?
what would make
What,
me hesitant
yeah,
toward
what would
like
make a student hesitant to like go
a
talk to an
different student?
ambassador? What
Do you mean like what would make a student hesitant from joining?
no, like going like an innovation academy student if they're having trouble and they
Oh,
wanted to
just
talk to an
approaching.
ambassador, what would make them like think like no, that ambassador program doesn't really do anything, or would make them hesitant to like go ask an ambassador for help?
I wouldn't. I don't really have any thoughts that come to mind, except for maybe just that I guess students might not be aware. I don't think that ambassadors are like unapproachable in any way. But I guess freshmen could have that kind of worry about, the elitism of like an ambassador kind of thing. But I don't think that ambassadors make themselves up to be, unapproachable in any way. It's a like part of your job to be approachable to other IA students. So.
Right. So the problem that I'm trying to address, as I like kind of mentioned
Mhm.
earlier, with a new product or service, is the lack of awareness and familiarity with like mental wellness and mental health services provided by the University of Florida. So,
Mhm.
in trying to address that problem, if an ambassador program were created to help alleviate that, how would you kind of evaluate whether it's a worthwhile program, or what kind of skills would you expect those kind of ambassadors to need in order to for you to recognize it as like an effective program?
Um, I ambassadors specifically. I'm not sure. Like, um, that definitely has not been the focus of ambassadors. I think if it was incorporated in some way, like in
Oh,
one of the committees, it would definitely be helpful.
I meant
But
just as like a new ambassador program, like you know how Innovation
oh,
Academy is
okay.
ambassadors is a program, then Campus Diplomats is also an ambassador program. They would be like ambassadors for the Counseling and Wellness Center.
I think that that could help. Um, Definitely. I don't think it's a bad idea to like try to have more students being like approachable and like reaching out to other students and just creating a more uh, like relatable environment. However, uh, to be honest, like I would have some hesitations with it just because of I would really value the anonymity of attending like a counseling or wellness center, and I would be a little bit more worried about that if I knew that like there were ambassadors who could be my classmates or people that I know.
That makes
Um,
sense for sure.
that's
Yeah.
that's like probably the only negative side about it. But I definitely think that there are a lot of students out there who would be extremely willing and committed and would dedicate a lot of their time to helping others. So I don't think it's a bad idea. I just think that it would I just do have that kind of concern with it.
Right. Yeah, that totally makes sense. That's actually really good feedback. Um, those are actually the only questions I really had for you. So thank you for sitting down and doing this interview with me, and that's all I had.
Thanks